Alright, hey, what's up, guys? It's REDS0NTE here, and it's just me today, back here with the Garbagemice podcast, and I'm the only one that could show up this week, so you guys are stuck with me. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna be here, just doing the show alone. So let's just get right into it. First thing that I've got on the list today, first thing I got on the chopping block, is a thing that I found earlier this week that I thought was kind of interesting. And I thought it was interesting because it doesn't appear to be something that a lot of people know about. I did a brief search for articles written about this and couldn't really find any. And I just thought that it was kind of interesting. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick and just give you a brief rundown of what I'm looking at. So every once in a while, the United Nations publishes basically reports that they do, investigations that they do, looking at corruption in different countries. And this is the report for the United States. And so this table, which is horribly formatted, by the way, like if you're looking at this, these are years, but they're written out as like 200 and then a line break and a zero. So it's like 2001 is 200 line break 1, and it's like, okay, this is really the good work of the UN. But this, as it says, table number 3, United States Attorney's Office's federal public corruption convictions. Okay, whatever. It's the convictions of public officials by district for corruption. And a lot of these kind of make sense. You got the middle of Alabama, over the course of all these years, the total number, 68. Okay, sure, for the middle of Alabama. And then you go down to Central California and you have 383. That's not even the whole of California. That's just the middle. If you add up all of them for California, it's like around 700 or something like that, something stupid. And then you get down to Delaware, not any specific part of Delaware, just Delaware, the whole of Delaware. And it's only 46 total convictions in Delaware over, 10 years, 9 years, whatever. And that, to anyone who knows anything about the United States and about Delaware, that comes off as very weird, because Delaware has been infamous for being one of the most corrupt states in the whole nation. Like, they have really, really high rates of embezzlement. Like, I think more money is embezzled in Delaware than anywhere else, than any other state. And they have very loose laws when it comes to running a corporation. So they charge a lot of money for you to make a corporation there, and then they just let you do whatever you want. So that's what's going down there, with the unusually low rate of convictions. And so it really gets you wondering, who could be causing this? Who could be causing this very, very low rate of convictions, even though there's definitely a lot of corruption in Delaware, but none of it's being caught, so to say. And after doing a little bit of research, I was able to find something. So a little bit of context. The state Senate, I don't think this is true anymore, but at least for a time, the state Senate, or senator, I'm messing up already here. The state senator had the ability to veto any federal judge that was appointed. So if a federal judge got appointed, the senator didn't like it, they could just say no and send the guy back home. And the senator, as you can imagine, has a good amount of control over who are the judges that are going to be handling a lot of these corruption cases. And I was actually, after a lot of research, this took me a long time, I was able to get a picture of the man who was the state senator. And I'm going to put it on screen right now. All right, here we go. Okay, wait, that's the wrong picture. Hold on. Okay, here he is. Here's the picture. And here's the thing. I'm gonna need a little bit of help. I'm gonna need a little bit of help from all you listening because I can't really remember who this is. Like it's just kind of slipping me. It could be a little pizza box. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't look very Asian, so I don't know. Maybe if you squint hard enough, and if he squints hard enough, he can pass as an Asian, and then it could be a little pizza box. But I don't know about that one. I'm looking. He doesn't really have a whole lot of hair going on up top, so it could be Tim Pool. Who knows? It could be Tim Pool. But I think we're just gonna have to put a pin in this. You guys are gonna have to help me out in the comments section. You're gonna have to tell me what's going on here, because this is the guy who is allowing a lot of corruption to just go unpunished in the state of Delaware. Well, he isn't doing it anymore, or maybe he's still doing it. I don't know. But you're gonna have to help me put a name to the face, because I'm really struggling here. This is the guy, and we gotta figure out who it is. Gotta figure it out, stat. But anyways, I guess we can move on from this. Now that I've made the public service announcement that we need to figure out who this is, I'm just gonna move on because I'm kind of lost. And as we move on here, I'll just say that this really wouldn't be a REDS0NTE episode if we didn't talk about crypto. So I've got some crypto stuff. I'm gonna get that up here now. I don't think I really need to put it on screen. I guess I will. So here we have, this is an article from like an hour ago. All right. So this is a article about Dogecoin, the mythical, the magical Dogecoin. Everyone, I know that you all love it. Everyone loves the Dogecoin. And we have a journalist, being a journalist here. They have announced to the world that Dogecoin is outshining Bitcoin. We've got an analyst saying that something's going to happen. I don't understand this. Something's going to happen, and so I'm wondering, what did Dogecoin do? And they've got it listed here. Dogecoin went up 3% today. In the past 24 hours, Dogecoin went up 3%. That's what it did. That's what Dogecoin did to, give the clue in to all of these journalists that it's going to outshine Bitcoin in the long term. And, I didn't even notice. It went down 8% in the last 7 days. It's up 3% today. It's down 8% in the last week. So, nice going to everyone at Benzinga. I'm sure this is a very reputable source, but it's not as reputable as this next article, because I've got something here for you, coming at you live from CoinGape.com. If you want the hottest and the latest news from crypto, you have to go to CoinGape.com, and this is an article that I have from CoinGape, where like this is one of the reasons it's stories like this and events like this that make me ashamed of being involved in crypto. Like I want to bury my head in the sand and pretend that these things aren't happening, because like this is just, it's so stupid. So this exchange called the Mango Market had $100 million worth of crypto just taken from it, just gone. Some guy got into this website and just took all the money. $100 million. And it's like, I'm just sitting here wondering, like, how does a website called the Mango Market for crypto, how do they even have $100 million? How do they even have $100 million? Who's putting $116 million into this website? I'm wondering. Can anyone tell me? Just like we need to identify this man. We need to identify who's putting $116 million into the Mango Markets. And who at coingape.com is reporting this? Is, oh my god. I hope you guys are entertained so far, because I don't know. I'm going through an emotional roller coaster right now. But anyways, I guess we can move on. I'm going to go through one more news story and probably just turn it over to the Discord server after that. I've been really enjoying doing, a lot of more of these unscripted, kind of free-flowing stream of consciousness type of episodes recently. So I'm just going to, cut off the news in a bit here, turn to the Discord, and then just kind of ramble from then on. And, hopefully it's listenable. So, we've got the big story that everyone's been talking about. A lot of people have been talking about this. We got PayPal messing up here. So I'm going to put this on screen. We got PayPal putting, I don't know if they put it in their terms of service or they said that they were going to update, a new policy in the fine print was set to go in on November 3rd. And people got upset, so they backed off. And I think that's probably a good thing, because I know that I shut down my PayPal account once I heard about this, which I've been meaning to shut down my PayPal for years at this point. I don't use, I had a PayPal credit card, but I don't use that anymore. So I just don't want to have an account there. And, this was kind of just the last straw for me. I ended up shutting my account down a couple of days ago. Because the thing that a lot of people are worried about is that, I don't even know if I explained what it is. You can get dinged $2,500 for misinformation. If you're not looking at the screen and you don't know what's going on, that's what's going on. You can get charged $2,500 by PayPal for saying something that they don't like, which, I don't even need to waste the time explaining why that's bad. I'm sure that a lot of people across, all points of the IQ spectrum can kind of digest that. But, a lot of people protested that, which I guess is a reasonably good thing, because I've noticed a rather weird pattern over the past couple of years where, a lot of people, and it's mostly like the libertarian types, are very, very upset when the government tries to do something like this. But when a private corporation or a private company tries to do the exact same thing, it's fine. No one cares. Like, government censoring you? No. PayPal censoring you? Oh yeah, that's fine. They're a private company. They can do whatever. And this is, one of the first big examples, at least that that I can remember, of people not taking that stupid position. Because I think that if it weren't for corporate tyranny, the government would not be that far away from doing something like this, and maybe they aren't that far away from doing something like this. Because the last tab I have open here is the Wikipedia for hate speech laws, by all these different countries, hate speech laws by country, and a lot of these are insane. Like we've got Brazil, we got all the fans want us to go to Brazil. I'm surprised that's not something that Gator has asked us to do. He hasn't asked us to go to Brazil yet, with all his comments that he leaves. But according to Brazil, or according to the 1988 Brazilian Constitution, racism is an offense, yada yada yada. So an offense with no statute of limitations and no right to bail. So if you are racist, homophobic, or transphobic, aka if you're a member of the Garbagemice Discord, then you can be held in Brazil with no statute of limitation. There's no statute of limitations on the wrongful offense of being in the Garbagemice Discord. And when you're put in the Brazilian jail, you'll have no right to bail. So say goodbye to your arms. You're gonna have Brazilian jelly arms for being in the Garbagemice Discord. And then we've got Canada. Oh my god, I'm not gonna bother going through this whole list. Except we have Germany. I know Germany is terrible. I know Germany is pretty bad when it comes to the laws like this. I'm not gonna bother going through all this. Among criminalizing hate speech, law states that social networking sites may be fined up to 50 million euros if they persistently fail to remove illegal content, including fake news. You have to remove fake news, or else you get a 50 million euro bill from Germany. Is China on here? Dude, are you serious? Is China not on here? Hold on. Control F. China. There. Okay, this website is just lying. Wikipedia is lying to me. Why is China not here? All right. Well, anyways, I think that's enough of that. So I hope everyone enjoyed me reading the local happenings, and I'm gonna turn over to the Discord real quick here, and just gonna go through what's going on in the community, because maybe it's a fault that I have, that I don't really like to write a lot, or like to type a lot, in the server. It takes too long to type out a long response, so I just end up lurking a lot more than I probably should. So I'm just gonna go through everything here. I could go through the questions. They used to be called the Patreon questions, but they're just the questions now. Here, let me get. Hold on, I need to get this on the screen. Let me put a display capture. Okay, I think we're good here. Oh my, that is not the right size. Fit to screen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so we have the garbage bin. We got people talking. And what's going on in here? We've got artillery wanting to make music. we want to hijack Rusty Cage's music career. People are saying, people are talking about McDonald's. What's going on in McDonald's? Featured goy slop. Yeah, dude, fast food is getting worse and worse. Like I've gotten sick a couple of times in the past couple of months just from eating fast food. So I'm kind of trying to cut that all out. That would be really nice if I could just be done with fast food. Because food at Costco is pretty cheap. I've just been buying stuff in bulk there, and it's been working out. All right, let me go through the questions. And actually, before I forget it, I'm gonna hide this real quick because I gotta find. I remember a while ago, maybe back in June, I was gonna do a solo episode, and I did the episode, but I never released it because I didn't like it. But people did ask me questions for my solo episode, and their questions went unanswered because I never uploaded the episode that I recorded. So I'm gonna do that now. Let me show my thing. So I've got a guy asking me, Galvarino, what are your thoughts or plans on the Lake Mead situation? Oh yeah, I remember looking into this. So yeah, Lake Mead is a hold on. While we're talking about a lake, I'm gonna drink some water here. Give me a second. Oh man. All right, my voice is dying, but yeah, Lake Mead. It's a lake, a man-made lake. It's I think it's in either Nevada or Arizona. It's somewhere right next to Las Vegas, and Yeah, it's drying up. And it's drying up because of millions of people just decided that they wanted to live in the middle of absolutely nowhere, in the middle of the desert. Because I remember I went to Vegas on a trip during the summer, and I remember going to a shooting range right outside of Vegas where it was elevated, so you could pretty much see the whole city from the range. And when you're looking at it like from a hilltop outside of the city, you can tell that it's just a bunch of buildings in the middle of the absolute desert. there's Vegas, and then there's nothing around Vegas. It's just sand for miles and miles and miles, and that's it. And so that's why Lake Mead is drying up, because however many millions of people decided that they wanted to live in the desert. And that's been a consistent thing, across all resources, is that people don't realize that eventually we can run out of water, in one given area, not total. I don't think America is going to run out of water, but when you live in some stupid environment where there is no water for like hundreds of miles around you, you're eventually going to have a problem getting water to everybody. Because Lake Mead, I believe, they get their water from the snow in Colorado. So that's a long way for the water to have to go to get to Vegas. And I believe that there are even like places in California that get water from Lake Mead. So I highly doubt that my area does, but there are places in California where we get the water from Lake Mead. And I'd say if you live by Lake Mead, if that's where your water comes from, enjoy it while you can, because it might not be there anymore. It might not be there anymore in a couple of years. So, while a lot of these luxuries exist, a lot of these products of modernity, like getting water out into the middle of nowhere, take advantage of them while you can. And at the same time, don't try to jump the gun on going off the grid and living out in the middle of nowhere because you think that these systems are going to collapse. A lot of them probably aren't. Like I don't think that there's ever going to be like a huge water crisis to the point where people are dying of thirst. Water might just become more expensive in certain areas. So if you have cheap water from Lake Mead, enjoy it. Enjoy it for the next couple of years before the price of water goes up, because it might. And it's the same thing with electricity in California. I feel like I remember a couple of months ago during the summer, I knew that the price of electricity was probably going to go up. In the months leading up to the summer, like I knew that it was going to go up during the summer just because it does every year. And so I just ran my AC unit. I ran my computer with a 900 watt power supply. I was using electricity like no tomorrow while it was cheap. And now I still use a lot of electricity, but not as much. And I'm considering something that I've been looking into for the past couple of days is I might end up getting some type of solar thing, but I don't know. I think it might be a better option to just wait until I move, wait until I get a house somewhere, because I'm gonna have to get some type of a solar system or some type of solar power or some way to power my house when I eventually get a house, because I'm planning on living far enough away from the city that I don't get city power, which means I definitely don't get city water. So I at the bare minimum, I need enough power to pump water from a well, and ideally I would like enough power to power my computer and my fridge and everything that I have. So I've got a couple $1,000 set aside to buy something like that. So there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to buy for my house when I eventually get it, but that's a couple of years away. A couple of years away if I'm lucky. Hopefully it's not a decade away. Hopefully sooner rather than later I can get the compound, the Garbagemice compound, and then all the patrons can live in my attic, and that'll be fun. We've got a deleted user. Who is this? We got the classic question here with artillery, little pizza box, and Eggy. That's I'm a little bit overloaded by that question. I'm just gonna move on. It's a bit difficult. There's too many options. I'm just it's a lot to think about. I don't have a whole lot of spare brain power, so I'm just gonna save myself the trouble. Artillery asking me why I'm bad at editing, because I don't put enough time into it. Like all of the like editing blunders over all of the episodes have just been because I got lazy and I stopped putting in the required amount of time to thoroughly edit the videos. And then we got Multigrain asking me what made me interested in becoming a podcaster. I'd say probably just a sum of things. One, I enjoy being creative in various different ways, and that includes doing this sort of long form content where I just kind of speak, because I do enjoy that. I've gotten a little bit better at speaking over the past couple of months, just because of the practice that I've gotten from doing this. I'm a way better writer than I am a speaker, and so being able to kind of iron out this weak spot in my skill set of I'm not the most articulate when I speak. If you couldn't tell, I'm not the most fluent. I'm not the most articulate when I speak. So doing this is a way that I kind of help myself get better at that. And it's also I just enjoy it. This is just something that I enjoy doing. And then I think this last thing is for me. Yeah. Would I rather live in a cabin or in an apartment? I think both are fine options. Like I would probably enjoy the cabin a little bit more, but there are a lot of luxuries that come with living in an apartment. Like if I got to live in a nice apartment building, that would be, at least for the time being, be a preferable option to a cabin. Honestly, it's a little bit more of a cushy lifestyle, just being in a building where you've got everything provided for you. You've got maintenance guys that come fix the water and the power when it goes out. You got all that. You don't have to worry about anything. I mean, it would kind of suck having a landlord. I mean, I'd probably have to own the apartment so that I don't have to deal with some stupid landlord. But yeah. I remember I visited New York City back in 2014. It was actually kind of nice because I got to visit New York before a lot of the political agitation kind of picked up in New York City. So it was actually not too bad. There weren't BLM activists going around burning everything while I was just trying to vibe in Times Square. But and my point was going to be that I did visit the Trump Tower. I didn't really know who Trump was back then. I was in middle school at the time, so I didn't really know who Trump was. But I do remember visiting the Trump Tower, and there are a lot of like nice restaurants on the lower floors of the Trump Tower, and there are apartments on like the upper floors. So like that wouldn't be too bad living in an apartment in the Trump Tower, because I'd get to live in a nice building, and every day I wake up and I just go down the elevator and there's a Ruth Chris or whatever type of restaurant Trump got in his tower. Good food, some good atmosphere, and as long as I never step outside, I don't get shot. I don't get burned alive by a George Floyd activist, a George Floyd enjoyer. But yeah, that's that. I don't think there's any more questions for me up here. Let me skip all the way down and see what's going on down here. Okay, these aren't questions. These suck. Garbagemice merch when? I wonder if we put a Garbagemice shirt up for sale, I wonder how many people would buy that. I could put together a design in like 5 seconds and see if anyone would want to buy that. But I don't know. I'll have to talk to Artillery about that one. Oh man. Oh yeah, there was one more thing that I was gonna bring up. Here, let me go back to the oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Here we are. The coingape.com article about this stupid crypto website that got hacked and got all their money stolen. Like at this point in time, like I'm pretty much at the point where I'm saying, and this is going to be the last thing about crypto. I just want to say it. I am at the point where I no longer trust any exchange at all to hold my crypto, because God, what was it? Yeah, Binance, which is one of the biggest exchanges that I've had an account with Binance for an incredibly long time. I haven't really used it much, especially not in the last couple of years. I haven't had any money in that account for a while. But I've had an account on Binance since like 2017 or 2016, something like that. And they just get hacked, and $100 million just gone from Binance, or it was some number like that. And it feels like every crypto exchange now is having problems, even the big ones. I think I can't confidently say that exchange has never had a problem, so I'm not going to bring them up. But I've talked before about how I had issues with Coinbase where they took a lot of money from me, and they shut my account down with a ton of money in it, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get that money back, because I luckily have a good friend of mine who he has like corporate contacts at Coinbase, because he has a very large account on there, because he's one of the guys that mentored me and taught me how to day trade. And so he's a successful guy. He's got corporate contacts at Coinbase. So I'm lucky that through him I was able to get in touch with someone at Coinbase not too long ago. And like I swear, this guy that I got in contact with at Coinbase, he works part-time at the Coinbase, support email, and the other hours of his week are spent sucking dudes off on OnlyFans. Because this guy has been so difficult to deal with at the Coinbase support. I have told him so many times what my issue is, that I just want my money out of my account. And he is like, we'll see what we can do. And that's it. And then he emails me a couple days later, and he's like, I tried. I tried. Did you get your money back? I tried. I'm like, no, you faggot. I have not gotten my issue solved yet. And I'm pretty black-pilled on the whole thing, because even if I do end up getting all that crypto back, it's lost like 80% of its value in the time that it's been stuck in Coinbase. Like I've been dealing with this problem since before this podcast even started. Like I lost all this crypto before this podcast even started. I've been dealing with this since January. And I'm convinced at this point that I'm just not like I'm either going to get my crypto back and it's going to be worthless, or I'm just not going to get it back. And it's like, I'll be fine either way. I'll be fine. I'll recover. Because I'm in trading for a new job right now, so I'll be able to make that money back. I'll be fine. But anyways, what else is there to talk about? I'm gonna have to pause here and turn on my air conditioning, because it's getting ridiculously hot in my room, and I also need to refill my thing of water. So I'm actually just going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. If I sound a little different, it's because I realized when I was during my break I rewatched a couple parts of the of what I just recorded, and I realized that my mic didn't sound very good throughout the whole thing. So I messed with some of my settings a little bit here. Hopefully it sounds a little better. I've also just got my air conditioner on because it's hot. It's just hot for some reason, even though it's after midnight. Well, that's the reason is that I live in California, so it's just hot all the time. But yeah, that's what's going on with me right now. Anyways, there is actually one more thing that I can do before I just wrap this up, because I'm kind of losing it here. I'm getting really tired really quickly, and I have to be up kind of early tomorrow. But I can react to a video, and I'm not even gonna bother putting this on the screen. You don't need to see it. You just need to listen to it. It's a video of it's a video of the YouTuber Destiny. I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. Saying something stupid. And Destiny, Steven, in the 1 in a million chance that you're listening to this right now, please DM me on Discord and tell me if you've changed your mind on this. This is something that you probably have changed your mind on if you've thought about it just a little bit, because it's a kind of a dumb take. So I'm just gonna play it here.
When you put people in shitty environments, yeah, of course they make bad decisions.
I should probably preface this. This is him talking about teen pregnancy in schools. So that's what's going on here.
That's all they have around them, right?
Yeah.
You look at like teen pregnancy rates and shit. Like you can't, like if you go to like private schools and shit, you don't have time to even get pregnant because you got a sport that you're doing after school. You got after school clubs, extracurriculars. Everybody's parents is watching everybody breathing down your back, whatever. Like you can't even.
So, all right. So I've talked about before. When I was in high school, I did 2 years of private high school, so I did get a taste of what that environment is like, and I'm really glad that I did, because it was a very enjoyable experience for me to do that for 2 years. And this definitely isn't true. Like unless you're going to some crazy school that is like literally working you to death, you have time to date in high school. even at a private high school where there is a little bit more work to do than at a public one, you still have time to date. Like that's I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say that you don't have time to date at a private high school. Like I had a girlfriend in high school, and whatever. Pretty much everyone at my school was involved in dating, except for some of the guys who couldn't really get themselves together. Pretty much everyone was, and it was like even at a Christian school, at a private Christian school, there were a lot of problems with mostly women being promiscuous. So, I don't really understand where this perspective is coming from, because I don't think that Destiny went to a private school. He's talked on stream before about how he grew up in like the middle of nowhere. He didn't grow up very wealthy, so I assume that he didn't go to a private school. So I would want to know, where this perspective is coming from. I'm not just asking that to be dismissive or to be flippant. I'm curious. So maybe my experience was an exception, not the rule. But I don't know. From all the people that I've talked to who have gone to a private school, this isn't really true. Like I remember having an unreasonable amount of free time in high school, and that's probably because I didn't do like a sport or anything extracurricular, but my classes weren't hard. It was not a particularly difficult thing to to get through private high school. But anyways, oh, and I completely forgot. You, if you, okay, if you are a woman at like most private high schools, I know this was the case in mine. If you get pregnant while you're there, they kick you out. Like, if you wanna know what works in attempting to get these teenage girls to not get themselves pregnant, telling them that they'll get kicked out of school if they do. And I don't know, Destiny, is that what you want? Because that's what apparently is working. Do you think that some crazy totalitarian rule that blocks access to public school for teenage girls who get pregnant, do you think that should be put into place? Because that apparently works. So I don't know. Send me a message on Discord. Tell me if that's something that you would approve of.
You don't even have the option to make those mistakes unless you really fuck up. Whereas in other communities, it's not the same. So I don't know.
Like, again, I don't want to repeat myself. Yeah, whatever. We'll keep going. I'd be repeating myself if I talked about that.
Know what the money needs to go to, maybe to like some sort of funding for like better schools or better houses or whatever the
I'm not gonna get upset or anything. This isn't worth getting. Is this even worth my time explaining? I feel like this is something that even a person of average intelligence can understand. I feel like this is a video that just the average person can look at and understand that this doesn't make any sense.
But like, I don't like the idea that like, oh, poor people just make a bunch of dumb decisions.
They
like,
do. Like, there are a lot of poor people that are poor because they make a lot of dumb decisions. Like I live really close to LA. I've gone to LA dozens of times. Every time I go there, there are people who are sitting on the side of the road, zoinked out on crack. I don't think that that's a good decision, but it's one that they're making. And, I'm not going to stop them. And that's the thing. You have the freedom in this country, in America. You have the freedom to put yourself in that position where you're just out on the street and you're just slowly dying. Go ahead and do that. Live in LA and do that. Don't take that out to the Midwest, please. That's the funny thing about California. I'm fine with California being the way that it is because as of right now, it's just like a vacuum. It's like a black hole that sucks in all of the degeneracy from the rest of the country and that just keeps it here. And I know that a big reason why is that the weather here isn't great. A lot of people that live in California say that it's like the best weather ever, and that is a massive cope. The weather here is not good. We don't get snow, but that's about the only upside. But the weather here is warm. That's the fact of the matter. The weather here is warm, so homeless people can live here and they don't die during the winter. That's the thing about California. Homeless people live here and they don't freeze to death, which is a good thing. I'm glad that people aren't dying. I don't wish that the homeless people would die. But I'm just explaining that is the reality of the situation here is that lots and lots of homeless people from all over the country come here because they understandably don't want to freeze to death during the winter. And so if you're one of the people out there who would rather be homeless because you get cut a government check every month for a couple $100s and you have the choice of paying rent or paying your drug dealer, you'd rather pay for whatever vice you have, then do that and keep it out of the other states. Keep it in California because the rest of the country probably doesn't want you. But anyways, hold on. It wouldn't be a Garbagemice episode if I didn't have to open my door for my cat. So hold on. Give me a second here. All right. I'm not gonna cut that out. That's staying in. All right. Let's finish up this video so I can go to sleep. I'm losing it here. I'm running out of steam.
Everybody makes dumb decisions. Like more or less, you're kind of constrained to the environment around you, and it's not like poor people are exceptionally retarded. It's just that when you're poor, you've got way shorter of a leash to fuck up on before like the consequences are like there to bear.
All right, that's the end of the video. But like his whole entire argument just falls apart at the end there because he goes from saying, you know, different people in different environments make different decisions. He just immediately backpedals and says, God, what I don't remember what exactly he said, but it was like, you know, everyone makes dumb decisions. It's just that, you know, poor people have a shorter fuse before their life is just a complete disaster. And yeah, that's true. You know, it's up to you, whatever situation you're in, to not, you know, get to the end of your wick, not get to the end of your fuse and completely ruin your own life. Because yeah, like some people can be dumb and it doesn't matter. I know quite a lot of people around here who have very wealthy parents who can just do whatever and it doesn't matter. You know, they're going to end up becoming millionaires regardless of how many bad decisions they make because of what their parents have done for them. And yeah, is that fair? I don't know. Probably. You know, assuming that their parents made that money legally, then yeah, it's probably fair. But and I'm sure that there's a bunch of holes that you could poke in that. I'm not gonna take the time to explain literally every angle to that. Other than I'll just say, you know, three basic tips if you want to, you know, not blow your whole life up. Graduate from high school, get a job. You know, those the first two. Graduate from high school and get a job. And then third, don't have kids until you're married. I don't remember who I got that from. It might have been Ben Shapiro, honestly. Now that I think about it, that's the one good thing that he's said. The one good thing that I've gathered from Ben Shapiro and in all the years of him existing online. That's the one good thing I've gotten from him. But anyways, I'm kind of falling apart here. I'm kind of losing steam. So I think I'm just going to wrap this up. I think that this was a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but hopefully it did go well. Maybe I'll do another one of these in the future, and I'll try to go for at least an hour and a half. Maybe I'll make a long solo episode sometime in the near future. But yeah, I got to get this out, get this uploaded before I go to bed, because I got a long day tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.